Does Old Town Road deserve to have broken the record for longest consecutive #1 Billboard charting song ever, even though he had to release tons and tons of remixes to do so? This very question has been intriguing me greatly, with tons of online conversation happening around it, so let's take a look.
History has been made.
To answer this question, we're going to take a look at a few things. Number one, the current state of Old Town Road and how it got here in the first place. Number two, why artists are doing more remixes than ever. And number three, look at whether it is unfair to give that song an accolade like #1 longest Billboard charting song. Also, I just wanted to mention that this video is sponsored by McLucas, who just released a bunch of remixes, oddly enough, of his single Sanity, but more on that later, and I do appreciate his support of this channel. Part 1, the song. For those unfamiliar, a super quick summary. Lil Nas X originally released Old Town Road, and it became incredibly viral for its prominent genre blending, and it took off. A shout out from Justin Bieber on Instagram and virality on TikTok made it completely explode, and it was charting on country and hip hop charts very quickly. After the country charts removed it from their rankings due to it not being country enough, Billy Ray Cyrus jumps on and they release it as a remix with the stamp of authority from a country titan. Since then, he has also released a version with a Diplo remix, a remix with Young Thug and Mason Ramsey, the Walmart Yodel Kid, and just a couple weeks ago, a version with RM of BTS, the massive K-pop group. To be clear though, it is the Billy Ray Cyrus version that has stayed atop, and the other remixes have been more supportive roles to keep the song relevant. Part 2, the remix trend. So in about 8 months, we have seen 5 iterations of this song, and that's a lot. But ever since Sean Paul did this horribly underwhelming performance all over Sia's wonderful Cheap Thrills with his remix in 2016, I think that was the moment the industry solidified how much they love a quick remix. You can release a song, wait a few months, have someone throw down ad-libs or a verse, and then re-release it and get additional return on your investment and possibly twice the amount of charting. And I want to clarify that I'm not talking about when an artist releases a remix EP or album, as I consider that more of a focus on, look at all the different interpretations of this music, isn't this cool? I'm more looking at this very specific remix release that is done purely as a move to stay on top of the charts as long as possible with as little extra effort as possible. The last 20 years, as income declined, labels frantically started looking to minimize risk in their investments and maximize profits, like every business. So this entire trend to re-release the song with a feature or a couple tiny extra changes makes so much sense. You already know that this song is a hit and you want to just go back, mute some vocals, have someone else do it on their end, and boom. New wave of press, streams, buys, and charting position if the remix hits well and keeps it relevant.
That makes sense to me.
And this isn't to say that every remix is rooted in a purely financial way. And you can of course make the very true sentiment that any music release is rooted in financial prosperity, to which I do agree. Again, and I want to reiterate that I am always in favor of maximizing your ROI, but so many remixes of this song makes me wonder. Part 3, should it count? I can't help but call the legitimacy of its reign into question. Keeping the #1 slot is incredibly difficult, especially considering that Billie Eilish and Justin Bieber dropped a Bad Guy remix that was edging close to his spot, but this song has persevered through it all. He accomplished what the record asked of him, and Billboard, which is the governing body of this record, has awarded him the title. So who am I to say that they are wrong about their own record? Despite the fact that they say it counts, I just find something inherently unfair that doesn't take all those iterations into consideration when weighing the success of that song versus the songs he just passed. One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men, which was a single iteration, and Despacito.
Don't you ever say that.
A quick aside, because yes, the charting Despacito version I'm talking about is a remix which was released 3 months after with the Justin Bieber feature, but the song began to hit #1 after Bieber's feature dropped in April, and they didn't release other iterations of the same song after April. But my counter response to my entire video is, aren't remixes a form of promotion for the music, like releasing a music video or going on a tour is, because it's all designed to give you more press and any kind of large promotion push? Who am I to say that this form of new content for one song is less meritable than other forms of promotion for the same product? He's also been releasing several different videos and styles and formats within the different remixes, so how is that contributing compared to the remixes themselves? If somebody releases 3 different music videos over a 3-month span, is that more okay than releasing 3 different remix audio versions of it? If so, like, I'm honestly not sure, but this is a question I have to ask myself when creating this video so I can be fair and look at it from both sides.
These are the questions.
And if the song is popular, you will see remix after remix after remix after remix. I would not be surprised if going forward, this is how we often see a lot of #1s treated. Just how incredibly plugged into and savvy Lil Nas X is when it comes to what young listeners, what young music audiences want. Because, truth be told, this dude has literally memed his way to the top. Like, this dude is incredibly plugged in to meme culture, millennial and Zoomer humor.
And the more I investigated things, the more I started to honestly see it that way. Every release of content is a form of promotion designed to support a main pillar piece of content. And Lil Nas X's fame is based on intense virality and memes, and he has continually upped the ante with creating such incredibly viral, shareable, relatable content that is so on the pulse of the youth of today. If anything, I think there's a perception of it feeling unfair because nobody has ever reached such an accolade in this way before, so it inherently seems unfair to some who don't understand it on such a deep level. And in that, I think this example is going to set the stage for everyone to follow, which will be both good and bad. I can't wait to see what people do that are innovative, and I can't wait to see how cringy it is when corporations try to create like hip, viral memes and it just becomes instant cringe. But of course, that could also even be the point, because if they become viral for being cringe, then that can be the attention to drive the music to the song. Honestly, I don't know what's coming next, but it's incredibly interesting to watch. When I started making this video, I'll be honest, I had a totally different opinion, and I was more thinking that all these remixes are not legit. It kind of taints the victory in a certain way. But going through this process and realizing that it's just a form of promotion and staying relevant and staying on top of it and getting more press, I completely changed my opinion, and I thought, wow, that's just really impressive. I can't believe people haven't done that before. So looking into the future, who do you think is going to break this record next, and how will they do it? I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below. And now a word from our sponsor. Thanks, Main John. Hey, I'm John McLucas. You may have heard of me from my YouTube channel, John McLucas. I thought this remix video would be a great time to tell you that I myself have released a collection of remixes of my single, Sanity, with a great list of incredible artists and musicians. Take a quick listen to these remixes.
I pour my words. It's everything you cannot see. What takes your words spell sanity.
Thank you so much for checking out this video. I know that you're already going to go listen to those remixes that just dropped, but if you aren't, you can go ahead and check out this next video here that I think you're really, really going to enjoy. And if you have not yet, you can make sure to subscribe right there. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for taking time to hang out with me, and I'm just gonna keep talking until this outro card ends, because it's only 20 seconds, but I'm gonna keep on ranting. And now my girlfriend's looking at me because she's questioning, what am I doing with my time, energy, and life?